We live? Mm-hmm. Good morning, Hillman Cancer Center. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm peeling an onion already. This is my job all the time. I'm Danielle Petrino, the project manager for the Wellness and Integrative Oncology program. This is Angela Zaccanini, our registered dietitian, who focuses on lifestyle nutrition here within the Wellness Suite on the 3rd floor of Hillman Cancer Center. So we're so happy to be here with you. We got 2 more weeks of holiday recipes for you. Today we are bringing to you easy scalloped potatoes. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we always need that carb. Yes. For the holiday.
Always.
And so kick us off, Andrew. What's happening?
Okay. So you're going to want 2.5 pounds of potatoes, which is about roughly 8 cups. Olive oil, a small onion, which Danielle is chopping for us now. Some all-purpose flour, salt, pepper, low-fat milk or whatever milk you have on hand. We have whole milk, sharp cheddar cheese, shredded, and then some fresh thyme to top it off with. So you're going to want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees and start by slicing up your potatoes about a 1/4 of an inch thick, which we already did because we obviously are trying to save time here. But you want to keep those in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. You want to swap them. So we have them on 2 different baking sheets. You want to lay them out so that they're completely even, not stacked on each other. And then, so it is going to require about 2 baking sheets. And then you're going to want to douse the potatoes in some olive oil. And then, you know, if you're baking it for about 20 minutes, you want to switch about 10 minutes in and flop the baking sheets, so one on top of the other. So I'm going to take these out now, and then we're going to start with our topping, which is like a creamy sauce, and then the cheddar is going to make it nice and cheesy.
Yeah.
Oops. Do you make scalloped potatoes or?
Honestly, I never have.
Okay.
So I'm excited. This is obviously a bit of a healthier version, right?
Yeah. Well, low-fat milk. You can use low-fat cheese. We have whole milk and full-fat cheese.
We're here today for you. So just a reminder, we have our chat up. So if you have any questions, comments, concern, please feel free.
Yep.
We can interact with you directly. Oh, those look good.
Yeah.
Do you guys do scalloped potatoes for your holiday meal?
We have.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of a Easter.
Yeah.
Maybe an Easter dish.
Yeah, true.
We either do that or like a hash brown bake, some sort of potato with Easter meal. Okay. So as you can see, these are about 1/4 inch thick. Now, a broiler should be used for this particular recipe, but if you don't have a broiler, just jack up your oven to like 500 degrees, as high as it goes, and then you're going to want to place the potatoes on the highest baking, or the highest rack. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And maybe even put the, what is this called?
Baking dish? Casserole dish?
Dish on a baking sheet and then put it in, because you want the heat from the upper part of the oven.
Okay, good to know.
So I actually looked that up because I was like, we don't have a broiler.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't really sure how to do this, but our oven does go up to 600 degrees.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we really don't even need.
We try not to do that too often.
No, because
like the power goes out.
Right.
So
yeah.
we just don't need that for you all.
Right.
Today. Okay.
All right. So let's get started. So we have our skillet here, and you're going to want to make that go up to about medium heat. And you're going to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the skillet, on the hot skillet, and then you're going to add your diced onions.
Okay. Ange, what do you guys normally cook for Christmas meal?
So we always do the ham, the traditional ham.
Okay.
But starting last year, I made a beef tenderloin.
Yes.
And now I just think we can't go back.
Yeah. Right.
So beef tenderloin it is.
Okay.
And what's awesome is I made a blue cheese sauce to go with it, with roasted potatoes and some vegetables.
Okay.
So that's, you know, kind of the go-to this year. So
where do you get your beef from?
So last year we literally got it at Chop and Save.
Oh, nice.
Very last minute, and it was delicious.
Good.
We probably will go to Costco maybe to check out their selection, because we do want some salmon and fish as well.
Is it a loin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, you know, long, and it's like a tube, you know?
Yeah. I just assumed this needed salt and pepper. I don't
Yes,
actually know if
it
it
did.
did. Okay.
Perfect.
A minute.
All
Okay.
right. So you're going to want to cook this down until it's softened and browned. So we're going to turn up this heat a little bit and get this going for us. How are my eyes watering? You're gonna
I don't
be
know.
like,
Nothing
"Can
was
you
as
not?"
terrible as that.
The shallot.
Was it the shallot last week?
that
Oh,
was bad.
Lord.
I don't know. This is not good for me right now.
Okay. You
So-
need waterproof mascara, right?
Waterproof mascara, goggles, scuba gear. I don't know. Like, I don't know what helps me. They say like if you put your head in the freezer.
Oh, yeah. You're
Really quick.
I mean,
I mean,
go for it. There's a freezer down there.
Right.
Have at it. See if it works. Okay.
okay. So we're gonna have this cooked down now. What you're gonna want to do next is add the flour, the salt and pepper. We already added the salt and pepper, but you want to wait till these cook down a little bit. So we're gonna just crank up that heat a little bit. Now, maybe not maybe not that high. So we're gonna use this Pyrex dish. Depending on how many potatoes you have, again, it called for 2.5 pounds. We had a 3-pound bag, so this might be a little big.
Okay.
But I would say, what does it call for here? A 2-quart broiler safe baking dish.
I mean, that's, smaller.
2-quart.
I
Yeah.
think so.
This is like,
Probably 5.
who knows?
Can you see on the bottom?
Doesn't say. Does it?
No.
And it says no broiler. So we're not broiling today. Whoa.
I didn't know Pyrex you can't broil.
I didn't know that. I guess
Broil.
glass.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
would
I mean,
assume.
maybe these ceramic ones you could.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a broiler safe pan.
Pan. I would imagine you could just broil in this
Yeah,
if
probably.
you wanted to.
I mean, you'd have to have a really deep
One, yeah, a deep frying
yeah.
or deep pan. But
Okay,
yeah.
well, yeah, now
Yeah.
you know. All right, so I'm going to, you can see that these are browned, but really soft, and that's what we want. Because the broiler is going to be very quick, and it's really just to have everything brown and bubbly.
That onion is strong.
I know, right?
Oh, good Lord.
All right, so I'm going to layer the bottom of this with half of our potatoes. And I'm just going to, whoa.
Those
Lord.
onions, I know, they're powerful.
I'm
Okay.
picking recipes with no onions for the next
Yeah, that would
2
be great.
months. All right.
Yeah, Angela's working on our recipes for January and
Yes.
February. So hard to believe.
I know, right?
2023.
2023. We did this for a whole year.
So that's crazy.
Year and a half.
I know. So you'll find them on our website. We normally launch them pretty much like as soon as the month turns. So you'll see them on probably January 2nd or 3rd. I know. I'm with you.
Cannot be here.
I'm going to just quickly show. I know, man. So you can see what a brown onion looks like. Literally, it is brown. It starts to look brown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is crazy how powerful this onion is.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right. That looks good. We are going to want it to get pretty softened. And we layered our pan with 1 layer of the potatoes. Looks good. All right.
Okay.
So the next step is to add our flour, which you could probably keep it on that
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
So 3 tablespoons of our all-purpose flour. And I am going to measure this just because, we're not messing around here.
Not today,
Okay.
because we're crying.
Yeah. All right. So 1, 2, whoops, and 3.
There we go. All right.
Mix that around. It's going to almost become like a paste.
Okay.
Moving this out of your way.
And just like flour bad for you?
No, but we try to encourage like whole grain flours. These tend to be refined, enriched, which isn't necessarily a benefit, and
Okay.
that's what people are a little bit more afraid of. Also, like gluten is another thing that has become such a huge allergy and intolerance now.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see, like Ange said, it does turn into a bit more of a paste.
Yep.
So we're just cooking that up a little bit more. You added the milk too.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I'm here
So
for it.
you want to stir this for about just a minute until it all kind of gets combined.
Yeah.
And then you're going to add your milk, which is 2.5 cups, which I don't believe we even have. So it's 1 cup.
So just about 2.
Yeah.
All right.
You have 2 cups. So
All right. Oops.
hopefully that's enough.
A little bit, and then we're just this is gonna thicken, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you want that to thicken. I added a little bit more salt and pepper because I feel like we didn't season the potatoes.
Right.
So I feel like we are going to want to season that up just a little bit more.
You got
Okay?
it. Yep.
All right. So you are going to want to continuously stir and probably crank that heat up to about a medium-high heat. And then it's going to thicken almost to like,
Soup.
well, you'll see.
Okay.
It's like it starts to bubble and thicken a little bit, and that flour really helps to make it a nice consistency, almost like a sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, I'm going to start moving these out of the way here.
We just heard from Lorene. She said, scalloped potatoes are my favorite food of all. I use gluten-free flour.
Yes.
Great. Awesome.
So that's another option, gluten-free flour. I'm sure we have some almond flour in
Yeah, we
there.
do. Yeah.
Again, we always use the recipe as is for the first round.
Right.
And then that's when you can start to make adjustments. So to be honest with you, the first recipe I made of this, I didn't have regular milk, so I used almond milk.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Well, let's see what it looks like, tastes
not
like.
sure.
Because that's kind of like the low-fat version, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's unsweetened, but it's not, it wasn't vanilla.
Okay.
So that is a benefit, because I was like, if this is
Oh,
vanilla, that's
yeah.
going to be terrible.
Yeah, nobody wants like vanilla potatoes.
I mean, not me, so.
No, and you can start to, we're starting to boil here a little bit more.
I'm going to flip that screen for you.
Okay. Ange, good job today.
Thank you. All right, look at that.
Taking over everything
Can
today.
you move that salt and pepper?
Yep. So you can see that this is all starting to boil, and then
Yeah.
we just start, slowly mix it up.
Yeah, it looks good. And while she's doing that, I'm going to crank up our oven a little bit.
I'm gonna let that sizzle. Sizzle it up.
All right. So we're up to 500 degrees in our
Woo!
oven.
With bacon.
Yeah,
Is that what regular ovens go up to? 500?
500, I believe so.
Cool.
I was just telling somebody how much I want a double oven.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that just like when we were at that party last weekend working with Andrea, a double oven is necessary.
Yeah.
For anyone who's, I guess, preparing large amounts of meals all the time.
I feel like it's like for large amounts of meals.
Yeah,
and
big families,
Yes,
like-
things like that. If you host holidays,
Yeah.
definitely. So you can cook things, at different temperatures.
I was just telling someone too, like when you're preparing a large amount of food for a big group of people, it's hard to manage the timing of everything.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the biggest issue, is making sure everything's at the right temperature in the oven, and when it comes out, you have to add that to the oven. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And that's why I think the double oven is awesome. Someone was just telling me, they were like, you need 2 microwaves. I was like, I mean,
I don't know about that.
it's like,
That
where would
feels
you
like
put
a
a
lot.
second
I
microwave?
know.
I don't know.
I don't know
but-
if you could, it's almost like a crock pot. I don't know if you need like a smaller crock pot. You know what I mean? Like, do you just need maybe a tinier
Yeah,
oven?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, microwave?
They
yeah.
do have those ovens now that are almost like a convection oven. That's, you put it on the counter.
Yeah.
So that can actually, I think the size of them though can vary, and I
take up a lot of
heard
counter
that-
space.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
roast like a 14-pound turkey.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
those.
for sure. Yeah.
So-
Like it's kind of that like new air fryer.
Yes, exactly. Convection
Convection oven thing that people just.
That
Yeah,
looks
this is
good.
like starting to really thicken.
All right. So next step, you're going to turn down that heat. You're going to add half of that to your first layer of potatoes.
Okay.
Okay. You good?
I'm very nervous. Yes.
Good. Onions look good.
Okay. I think that's half, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
you
All
good?
right, yeah, good.
Okay.
Do I need to mix that up?
Yeah, I would just like maybe kind
Shake
of shake it a little bit.
Shake it.
We back on the main screen?
We're
Sorry.
back on the main screen.
Okay,
I
cool.
went over and flipped this over. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Now you're going to want to add half of your cheese to this layer. So we have about a half a bag left, so I'm just going to eyeball it. But the recipe calls for how much cheese? A cup, right?
I'm getting there. Yeah, a cup of cheddar cheese.
A cup divided.
Okay.
So that's about more than a half a cup.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, can you where'd that thing go?
What thing?
Spatula.
You just put it in the pan in there.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to then add our second layer right on top.
Here, Angie, I'm going to put a little bit of more of a focus on that for our people here. Okay.
Need me to move anything?
Nope, you're good.
We good?
I'm just gonna cut over real quick so you can see it's a very deep dish. So
Too deep.
It's a little too deep.
Yeah.
But hey, Laureen, I think you'd still eat these, right? I mean, who cares how
Right.
deep it is? It's still gonna taste good.
Yes, exactly.
We used the smaller dish for our first one, so you can kind of see more what that looks like.
Yeah, I think that dish size would be perfect. Like an 8x8, right?
Yeah.
9x9, I forget. All right, so all about appearance here.
Okay.
Go ahead. Layer that baby on.
All right, I'm gonna try to do this a little bit more evenly. Maybe.
I love all the onions, even though they make me cry.
I mean,
they're necessary.
They're so necessary, but whew, boy,
I know.
that onion was rough.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might have been worse than the shallot, and I'm shocked because
I know
that
shallots.
was bad.
Ooh, that was for white onion or yellow onion,
Yeah, I
whatever.
know.
Like that's not
Usually
normally
they're
the
pretty
case.
more like they're mild.
Yeah, cool. All right.
All right, so we top it off with our final bit of cheese here. Okay, so then you're gonna add this to your broiler, which this should be done in about 5 minutes tops. But depending on the temperature of your broiler and where you're laying it at, it could be done in 1 to 2 minutes. So you wanna keep an eye on it. You're gonna notice some browning and bubbling, and that's when you can pull it out.
And Laureen has a question. Did you bake the potatoes first? Yes, you did.
Yep. So we baked them at 425 for about 20 minutes. Had them on 2 different baking sheets, and then you swap them after about 10 minutes or so. So final time, 20 minutes roasting them at 425.
Another one from Beth. I have never made them with potato baked in the oven. Can't wait to make them that way. They look so good. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, that's actually, Laureen made a good point. Like, that is smart to like bake those potatoes first because
I do not mess with
it's
crunchy.
Yes. Like, I feel like that would be really hard with that soupiness. So Ange already made one for us. This is in a smaller dish. I'm going to just zoom over here. And just tilt that dish a little bit more for the, yep, perfect. So you can kind of see that looks, that looks beautiful. What'd you put on top, Ange? What herb?
Fresh thyme.
Thyme. Nice.
Yep.
All right, so we're
a
going to
little
taste
nervous.
it. I know, because
Again.
this is our almond milk one.
This is
so
almond milk.
we don't know what it's going to taste like.
If you have a dairy allergy and need to use almond milk and vegan cheese, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe this isn't the recipe for you.
Okay, let's try this out. No, it looks really pretty. I got a lot of cheese. Did you get a lot
That's
of?
what I'm looking for here. Okay.
Okay, ready? Go. They're good. That's so good.
So good.
I would have no idea, but that's almond milk.
And it's salty enough.
Yes.
I think the cheese obviously
Saltens it
adds
up,
a lot of sodium. I love the fresh thyme in it. Do you taste it?
So good.
Yeah.
And like, if you have mouth sores or something like that, this is a
Oh,
good
it's
recipe
soft.
for you. It's soft.
Yeah.
It's not like overly crispy, but it's not soggy.
Let me see if the nutrition facts are on here. Okay. So, half a cup, 210 calories, 7.5 grams of protein, 26 grams of carbs, so a little higher on your carb choices. 3 grams of saturated fat from the cheese. I don't think that's too bad for a side dish.
No, I don't think so either. That was good.
I really like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still crying over those onions.
I know.
Jeez. All right, so team, we're going to just quickly throw up for you Ange's email address.
Lactose-free milk.
So
Perfect.
So you'll see her email address at the bottom. We send a weekly email with the recipe link, a link to our YouTube page for you to subscribe and like and view. And then also just in quick feedback, survey feedback. We would love to just hear, what are you looking for? What would you like to hear from us? Happy to bring that to you. We do our recipes 2 months in advance, so fill out that survey very quickly.
Yes.
Because we were about to launch January and February. Next week, we're cooking.
Oh, so it's an appetizer.
It's a pomegranate
Goat cheese bites.
Oh, yes. Yum.
I love a good appetizer. I could honestly just fill up on the appetizers and save a plate for dinner for the next day.
Yes.
Truly.
That sounds lovely and like very Christmassy. And so
good.
this is something you could still fit in before next week's holidays start.
Yep.
So, okay, great.
Right.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week.